welcome back. You're still watching Closing Bell Southern Africa, and on the advent of Women's Day tomorrow here in South Africa, our next conversation focuses on unraveling the specifics behind incubating female-led and owned small enterprises. We're joined by Black Umbrellas, the incubation partner entity of Cyril Ramaphosa's foundation. Joining me now is Thina Hlophe, Stakeholder Engagement Manager at Black Umbrella. So Thina, let's start off by just getting an understanding of how the business incubator actually works.
Hi, Tanya. Thank you for having me. So I'm from Black Umbrellas, as you mentioned. We're a partner entity to the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation. And, you know, we've been in the enterprise and SME development space for well over 18 years now. And I think for us, it's basically partnering with entrepreneurs, civil society, corporates, and government in terms of, you know, driving an inclusive economic future, and obviously with that big focus around women entrepreneurship and how vital it is to really support and enable small businesses, particularly also women, you know, to be able to segment their way and their role within the space.
And so what kind of businesses are you catering to? And I'm particularly interested in understanding the size of these businesses, the scope, perhaps the sectors that you're focusing on.
Sure. So we are sector agnostic. In terms of small businesses that we support, they range from pre-revenue startups to your more established businesses. But, you know, generally speaking, the type of SMEs that we naturally attract are the, you know, startups that are, you know, I'm looking to start my business and I just need that guidance and support. And mostly when you look at the numbers of applications that we get are those type of, you know, startup businesses, but also those that really want to break the ceiling in terms of scaling and growing their businesses. And then also looking at, you know, the ones that want to accelerate high impact and growth. So I could say that, you know, across the board, we support, you know, businesses of various nature, but majority of them are your startups and pre-revenue businesses.
Okay, so with the businesses that you're dealing with, I understand that there's around 209 circa that are female owned. What are some of the challenges that you have noticed that are specific to these enterprises?
Yeah, so, you know, just looking at the number of SMEs in our program, we have about a 40% representation of, you know, women-owned businesses within the program, which is really great. We are looking at, you know, equaling the scale or balancing the scale and having like a 50-50 split when it comes to the representation of women within the entrepreneurial space. But I think when just looking at the challenges and the requirements that small businesses need, they definitely need access to resources, support. That mentorship and coaching is really key because they do require a sounding board. They do require, and we all know how lonely entrepreneurship is. And it's better when you have a bit of a community of other entrepreneurs that are looking to be developed like you, and also experts within the development space like ourselves that are willing to really take the SMEs on that particular journey of seeing them succeed. So the challenges, they, you know, your normals, they need access to markets, access to procurement opportunities and finance, but also non-financial support, which is what Black Umbrellas provides to small businesses, and making sure that, you know, you've got a soundproof business, your foundation is solid, and, you know, you're then geared for the success in accessing such resources at your disposal.
Now, speaking of access to markets, that's something that comes up a lot when we're talking about the development space for SMMEs. How are you playing in that space in terms of assisting these small enterprises into integrating larger value chains, larger supply chains, and perhaps even global value chains?
You know, and I think that the important thing here is there has to be a start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. And unfortunately, we want SMEs when they're all great for accessing these opportunities, but really importantly is to build those fundamentals that they need in order to be sustainable, first and foremost. I think that is quite important. And, you know, when we talk about access to markets, it's that readiness component that is also quite vital in that we do know of premature access to finance, premature access to markets can really cripple a business. So it's really important that we have those building blocks in place. And that's essentially where Black Umbrellas is that we work with the SMEs, we build your principles in terms of, you know, compliance within the space that you're in, and you know, your financial principles in terms of your financial compliance, etc. And then also get you market access, access to markets and access to finance ready. But it's a whole process, right? And I think also when they have those opportunities and they're quite confident in where their business is, that's when we help them unlock opportunities. Yes, we don't provide you know, we don't provide the access to markets, but we facilitate through our various partnerships that we have within the space. And, you know, we work with third-party financiers as well for those SMEs that are within our Asindiza program, which is for, you know, your more established entrepreneurs. So I think what is really important is we have to invest in the building blocks in terms of just building these businesses and making sure that they have the sound principles that are required so that, you know, those opportunities meet them at a point where they're ready to really excel in the delivery in terms of, you know, the market opportunities that they receive or finance opportunities that are made available for them.
Okay, brilliant. Well, Thina, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to engaging with you further as you reach more milestones. Thank you for joining us today. That was Thina Hlophe, Stakeholder Engagement Manager at Black Umbrella.